All right, folks, welcome back to the TNT show. So we got NFL topics today. We're just gonna roll through some of the stuff that's going on. Talk about, we got NFL draft coming up. We're gonna talk about some of the things that are going on with that. Shedeur Sanders, where is he gonna go now that these people have made moves in the top 10 quarterback wise? And all the other things that are going on around the NFL. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Tyler, go ahead and get us started.
Yeah, I mean, starting off, let's just start off with Shedeur. Are you worried if you're him? If you're Shedeur and you're in his shoes, are you a little worried?
No, because Cleveland's gonna pick him.
I don't think so, but I think they're gonna lean. It's Cleveland. It's Cleveland. They're not gonna do this. They're not gonna make the right decision.
When you say it like that, yeah, they kind of well. Let's be honest. Baker Mayfield and Myles Garrett were probably two of their best picks for sure. They've been better about picks lately, but this is one that they really can't afford to mess up because that Deshaun Watson trade really set them back.
Yeah, that's the worst trade in NFL history.
So I think Cleveland has to take him. I mean, Kenny Pickett is not going to be your guy. Deshaun Watson is gone all of next season. And you have a more than capable roster of winning at least 10 plus games if you get your guy.
Yeah. Cleveland has a really good team, so I would rather go to Cleveland than the Giants, if you wanted me to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, truthfully, he kind of dodged the bullet with that because they went and got veterans, which is, that's cool. But Cleveland has a problem.
They got a good run game if Nick Chubb can stay healthy. They got a solid offense with Jerry Jeudy, and they got some other decent pieces. They got a very good defense.
But you still don't think Cleveland takes him, though?
I don't think so.
Why not?
I think they're going to go skill position. I think they're going to go like Travis Hunter.
Why would they do that, though, if they need a quarterback?
Or Abdul Carter.
Yeah, see, neither one of those will make sense because you already got the defensive player of the year in Myles Garrett.
You need somebody on the other side.
Nah, not necessarily. Their defense is already.
Let's hypothetically say that Cleveland doesn't take him.
Okay.
Who's going to take him?
Again, like I said, it's somebody who needs a quarterback that he could fall to could take him, or somebody's going to trade up from their spot to get him because they need a quarterback. One of those two scenarios.
Nobody on the back half really needs a quarterback, though. That's the issue.
So somebody in the top 15 needs a quarterback. In that 10 through 15 range, somebody needs a quarterback.
Well, all right, let's just go through. Aside from them, the Patriots don't need a quarterback. Jacksonville doesn't need a quarterback.
Okay.
The Raiders just signed Geno.
Okay.
The Jets just signed Justin Fields.
Yep.
Carolina could do it. The Saints need a quarterback. They could do it.
Okay.
Chicago doesn't need one. The 49ers don't. The Cowboys, the Dolphins. The Dolphins could do it.
I don't think they're there yet.
It's a health concern for Tua. You think you could do it?
You could, but this is not a prospect that you want to sit. You gonna want him to play.
Exactly. So the Colts aren't going to do it. The Falcons aren't doing it. The Cardinals could do it.
They're more. That's more realistic. Yes, that is more realistic.
The Bengals aren't doing it. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot that half the teams aren't doing it.
So I mean, out of all those teams, there's a solid 3. He could go to Cleveland at 2, or he could go to.
He's either going to go to Cleveland at 2 or sit the bench somewhere in hopes that somebody and take over, kind of like Jordan Love.
Yeah.
So it's either go to Cleveland and play, or you're going to sit the bench for a year or 2 while you sit behind somebody.
Yeah.
But he better hope and pray that he goes to Cleveland because he'll play there. I don't know if he can beat out Kenny Pickett, but he should be able to. I would think so.
Did you just say you don't know if he can beat out Kenny Pickett?
I don't know.
That's crazy work.
I mean, Kenny Pickett does have experience in the NFL.
He's not good.
Yeah.
Shedeur could step in there right now and beat him out. I guarantee it.
Maybe not. Don't know.
What's your beef? What's your beef with Shedeur?
I just don't think he's good. I just don't think he's that good.
Why?
I've said why. Every time they play somebody good, I don't know. He has to show me that you can play with the big boys. Let me put it that way.
The numbers don't matter to you? The numbers mean nothing to you?
Yeah, that don't mean nothing. Anybody can go out there and throw for 300 or 400 yards a game. It's can you win when it matters?
I don't think that necessarily matters to me.
Do that in college.
I think what matters to me is, are your skills going to translate to the next level?
I don't care if you've thrown for 5,000 yards. That doesn't matter.
It makes a big difference.
Many of people do that and don't even get drafted. Will Howard just won the national championship, and he may not even get drafted. So that winning doesn't.
For the prospects who have all the hype and they have the numbers to match it, which he does.
I would rather have Jackson Dart.
How many of them? I wouldn't, and you already know why. Because he's too careless with the ball. So at least I'd rather take a quarterback who's at least safe with the ball.
Stat for stat, we pulled it up. It was exactly the same. Shedeur threw for more touchdowns, threw more interceptions, but Jackson Dart, it evened out.
Yeah, but that was just last year. We didn't look at last year and the year before. We just looked at. I know for a fact year before last.
But you could argue that Jackson Dart is on a better team. You could argue that.
Offensively, he had a much better team, realistically speaking. But
offensively,
again, like I said,
offense, defense. But player for player, I'd give me Jackson Dart.
You're sick.
I'd rather have Quinn Ewers.
You're really sick.
I'd take Quinn Ewers over Shedeur.
Something's wrong with you. Like I said, for me,
I'd take Quinn.
For me, like I said, for me, it's
Quinn might be a stretch, but I'm definitely taking Jackson Dart.
I'm not. Like I said, I'm not taking Jackson Dart because he has the red flag that nobody wants. He's too careless with the football. I don't care if he had a less picks this season. Naturally, he puts the ball in bad situations, and you saw it in a lot of games every year. Ole Miss. So that type of thing doesn't just change overnight. That's why he still does it. I'm going with the guy who's safe with the ball 9 times out of 10, and he can make every throw you want, and he can make the plays that need to be made. That's who I'm going with, and that's Shedeur all day.
Let's see. He really hadn't thrown that many. He really hadn't thrown that many picks. Not for real. He did his first year at Ole Miss. He threw 11. That's pretty bad.
Again, you can't. The ones that aren't counted are the ones that get dropped. You got to remember that. If you go back and look at a lot of his games,
he played at USC. So
I'm just not rolling with Jackson Dart because that's great.
He's probably thrown maybe. Let's just call it even 30.
He had a really good combine, but I mean, that happens a lot. Quarterbacks have great combines, and then they don't really pan out in the NFL. Not saying that that's going to be him, but it's all in the tape. Shedeur doesn't do the stuff that he does, and he's on he was on a less talented team.
But
in aspect,
you could argue that Jackson Dart's playing against NFL talent every week.
You can't say that Shedeur's not playing in guys. He's not playing against guys that are going to go to the NFL.
Realistically, they've had about the same. They've thrown about the same picks in their career.
Okay.
So Shedeur just played in Pee Wee League, or however you want to call it.
I'm not gonna lie. The Big 12 is a top tier.
No, I'm talking when he played at Jackson State.
We not counting that. That don't count. We just count the 2 years. No. We're just counting the 2 years at Colorado. Jackson State don't count.
So
we're taking that off the board.
He threw 13 picks in 2 years. 13. So, but anyway, on to the next one.
But see,
we're getting in a rabbit hole.
It's not about the picks. It's about what he does with the football. But you got it. Yeah. You got it.
All right, let's get off that. We'll save this topic for another day. Let's jump to the tush push. They're talking about banning it.
Stupid.
How do you feel about that?
Stupid.
I agree. I don't really think that it really matters what like I said, maybe you ban it in the red zone. But like you said, either you ban it or you don't.
Yeah, it's all the way or it's no way. Pick one.
But I don't think it gives that much of a competitive advantage. I don't. I mean, everybody can do it. Not everybody does it right. But that would be like telling Aaron Rodgers he can't throw Hail Marys because he does it better than anybody else.
Yeah, other people were just mad that Philly perfected it and found a way that it was legal.
Yeah. I mean, you have the best offensive line, best running back, and one of the best rushing quarterbacks in the league. He's big. Obviously it's going to work.
Yes, I mean, in NFL fashion,
like you
gotta
said,
get rid of it.
Something that's working in the NFL. Obviously, people can't stop it. So what's the easiest thing you can do? Let's just ban
it. Right now, it's on the table. So they could get rid of it, which I would see that's probably what's going to happen. Am I against it? More than likely, yeah. Because, I mean, why are we – what's the reason?
Yeah, nobody got hurt. So now, if it's like the hip drop tackle, I can understand. That was getting people hurt.
Yeah, that's understandable.
So, yeah, I don't see like I said, if you were going to do it, either do it all the way or do it in the red zone. I could see that.
But see, then that
if you jump off sides, you're trying to stop it. Washington literally done it. They jumped off sides so many times that they were going to say, well, if y'all jump off sides again, they get an automatic touchdown.
Well, I mean, honestly, it's the same thing. If you're doing it on 4th and 1 on the 50 and they jump off sides, they get a free first down. So, I mean, this is literally the same thing.
So, I don't know. I don't either ban it or don't. I don't see what the difference is.
Same.
Let's jump to Aaron Rodgers.
Wait. Before we get into that, let's talk about the NFL rule stuff.
I was going to save that for last.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, no, it's fine. Hey, let's go ahead and hit Aaron Rodgers then.
Well, let's hit Aaron Rodgers, then we'll get to the new overtime rule. So where do you think Aaron Rodgers is going to go?
Pittsburgh seems like the best location.
That or Minnesota. Pull a Brett Favre.
Yeah.
I mean, you could go to Minnesota. They're a winning team. You can go to either one of them. They're both loaded right now.
True.
So I don't really know what the holdup is, if it's him or if it's them or what's happening. But I don't know. Personally, I wouldn't want him either one. If I'm the GM at either one of them, I don't want him.
Minnesota wouldn't be
he looked like trash with the Giants or with the Jets.
Minnesota wouldn't be a terrible destination though. They have a loaded offense.
So does Pittsburgh.
I wouldn't say Pittsburgh is loaded. They're not loaded.
They got DK.
Okay.
They just got what running back did they bring in? They let Najee go.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know who they brought in, but
they brought somebody. I don't remember who. But you got George Pickens and DK. I'd rather go to Minnesota. I mean, you could probably throw for 5,000 yards with Justin Jefferson.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Minnesota, knowing the type of quarterback Aaron Rodgers is, you could just throw him a little money. Say, hey, we know you're on the back end. We're not going to pay you a lot. Just come over here. Let's see how it works, and get our young guy ready. Boom, done deal.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh could righteously overpay him, but that would be dumb on their part because you're going to pay this age Aaron Rodgers to come and win you what, 8 or 9 games and get put out of the playoffs in the first round?
Yeah. I wouldn't take him no matter what, but that's just my opinion. I think he's washed. I mean, the Jets had a very good team, so he still sucked.
Yeah, Jets had a solid
He
roster.
basically he demanded all these demands to come out there and suck.
Exactly.
But yeah, let's jump to the overtime rules. So now both teams get a chance. I like that. I think that's fair. Both teams get possession of the ball in overtime.
Yeah, I mean, regular season, I don't see why
No
they
more
just
tie.
do that. They should have just changed that last year. I don't know what the difference is between regular season and the playoffs. I mean, regular
Well, I think
season.
they're trying to change the playoff seeding, remember? So you can't do that if people can tie.
Oh, that's right. You're right. Never mind.
So you can't change the way the seeding works if Buffalo and Kansas City can tie. It can't. You can't do that.
True.
So
I think
yeah,
that's
I mean,
good
I
for the
like it.
game. I like it.
Somebody has to win.
Yep.
Now, I don't know what happens if it gets to the end of regulation. It didn't specify that. So somebody will score. This is the NFL. But sometimes they don't.
I think the best rule change that they just announced was the
The
ball
football,
spotting.
yeah, the
Yeah.
no chain gang. It's so basically the XFL is a guinea pig for the NFL because everything they have, they're integrating to the NFL. They use that ball. They do the kickoff. Their overtime doesn't matter, but they did the kickoff and they used that ball. So it's kind of a guinea pig.
I think they ruined kickoffs though. Kickoffs are trash
Yeah,
now.
now it's to the 35. So
And it's even worse. You're basically saying you don't want the kicker to kick the ball into the end zone because if you do, it's coming out to the 35.
Yeah,
What?
yeah. And the way that these field goal kickers are kicking from the 50, all you gotta do is get what 25 yards.
You see what I'm saying? Like it. What?
You get 2 first downs, 3 first downs, and you're kicking a field goal. So, but yeah, that's pretty much all we got.
Well, if that's all we got, we're gonna double back on this this Shedeur Sanders conversation because
Okay,
look, in my honest opinion, I think Cleveland is going to take him at number 2.
they
But
should.
I only say that because out of all the prospects, he is probably the second best or gives them one of the best opportunities as a quarterback that can just come in and play.
It depends on their money. That's a lot of money. They may not
For
have the
him?
cap to give him. Yeah, he's gonna get what 30, 40 million probably.
Nah, he can get that.
I don't know.
Because you got to think they're going to break that up over however many years. Like that's not. I mean,
I don't
I
know. It
forgot.
depends on what they want to do with Deshaun.
I forgot. NFL's different. Didn't they already restructure his contract?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. They still gave him money. His contract was fully guaranteed.
Well,
I don't know. I wouldn't take him, but that's just me.
yeah, but why? Okay, so why would you take Jackson Dart over Shedeur?
I think Jackson Dart brings more to the table.
Like what?
He can run the ball. He's a
Shedeur
little
can't
bit
do.
more physical. He
He is
brings
bigger. He
he
is bigger.
brings he brings something to the table that Shedeur doesn't. That's just the way I look at it. I just feel like he's going to bring that. He reminds me of Baker Mayfield. He's going to bring that energy that just because Shedeur has Sanders on the back of his jersey,
Is that what you think this is about?
If you want me to be honest, yes. I think if he have that Sanders on the back of his jersey, he would not be the number 2 pick in the NFL draft.
I think he still would because the numbers he put up at Colorado says such. I mean, he was balling out over there in Colorado. Colorado was trash before him and everybody else came in.
You can say that. Yeah, you can say that. He definitely turned him around.
So I don't think it's the name on the back of the jersey. I think
I definitely do. It's got a little bit to do with it.
Nah, he can just play ball, dog. If you're talking about anybody who got a free look because they have a name on the back of their jersey, and I'm not taking any shots, it's Bronny James. That situation shows for sure he got drafted because of the name on the back of his jersey, who his dad is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying Shedeur can't play, but not going to say that. He can. But I think the only thing that would worry me about Ole Miss and Jackson Dart is them them not being able to win the big game. So I guess I'm being a hypocrite here. But
yeah,
but not all of it was Jackson Dart's fault.
Not all of it was Shedeur's fault, though. You got to think in a lot of games that they lost,
they just couldn't compete with the big dogs. That was
there were some games. There were some games where he didn't have the greatest numbers, but in some of those losses, he had really good numbers.
So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I might mark my words, but for right now, he's got to prove it to me. He's got to show me.
Nah, see, it's that part right there. Because like I said, like Caleb Williams said, or any other arrogant quarterback who likes to say stuff like that, it's already there on the film for you.
How'd that turn out for him? They won 4 games last year.
I was just using that as an example, but again, like I said, if you look at,
and again, he said the same thing Shedeur said, and the Chicago Bears won 4 games, and their team was loaded.
If you look at the tape for both players in the past 2 years, there's a lot more that you like for Shedeur than you do for Jackson Dart. The main thing being,
so would you rather have Shedeur over Cam Ward? His numbers are better than Cam's.
Yeah, but Cam
Ward played in the ACC where they didn't play defense.
Yeah, but Cam Ward he's played in 2 different conferences. Both obviously are not very well known for defense, but it's a lot of the intangible stuff. It's the different type of, they always talk about the throwing angles and this, that, and the third. That's why he's the number 1 pick. Shedeur is great. There's just certain things that Cam Ward can do that Shedeur cannot. That's why I say Shedeur over Jackson because, again, and I've said it, I'll say it till I'm blue in the face, he doesn't take care of the football.
He only threw 3 picks all year. He threw 3 in the Florida game. Other than that, he threw 3 all year long.
If you look, I'm not talking about the ones that he's throwing. If you go back and look at the tape, he puts the ball in bad situations. That's what I'm saying.
So if you stuck Shedeur, all right, let's flip the tape. Let's flip it. If you put Shedeur on Ole Miss, would they have been just as good?
They would have been a playoff team.
Think so?
Yeah, they had a really good defense, and let's say Jackson Dart had taken good care of the football in that Florida game like he should have. They would have been in the playoffs. Maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I think that was their 3rd loss, was it not?
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, I think they would have been a playoff team had, Jackson Dart taken care of business.
Yeah, they still almost won that game.
And he threw he threw a
Three
pick
picks in a
like
row.
every 3 in a row, and they took 2 of them off the board. So
yeah,
like I said, that's my argument. I'm sticking to it because I don't see in what world you would want to take Jackson Dart over Shedeur just because Shedeur played in a weaker conference, the name on the back of his jersey, and whatever else.
We'll see. Maybe I'll mark my words, but we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's basically all I got.
Well, that's gonna do it for us here on this episode. NFL draft coming up. In the comments.
Yeah.
Drop your team.
Next week we're gonna do our mock draft.
Yeah, drop your team, who you think they should select, what route you think they should go, and say who your favorite player is. Other than that, just continue to like, follow, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And we'll catch you on the next episode.